My girlfriend lied, cheated, and went on a vacation with her ex. Now, she's left stranded and I'm finally free. I'm 28, male, and I thought I had my life on track. I've got a decent job, live in a pretty good apartment, and until recently, I had a girlfriend, C, who I thought I was going to marry someday. We've been together for nearly 3 years. It wasn't perfect, no relationship is, but I was all in. I trusted her. At least, I used to, but something had been off for a few months. You ever get that gut feeling, the one that whispers, something's not right, but you don't have proof? Yeah, that's what I was feeling. C had started getting weird with her phone, keeping it close, tilting the screen away when she texted. She suddenly had all these work trips and girls' weekends, but when I asked for more details, she got defensive. I didn't want to push it too much at first. You try to be a good boyfriend, not one of those paranoid guys who constantly checks up on his girl. I convinced myself I was overthinking things, but still, I couldn't shake the feeling. I mean, we shared a joint bank account. We opened it together when we started saving for a house. If something was up, I figured it would show in the account. Then one day, I noticed it. $3,000. Gone in one withdrawal. No heads up. Nothing. I tried to stay calm. I wasn't going to jump to conclusions, so I brought it up casually. Hey babe, what's up with this $3,000 withdrawal? You buy something big? She didn't even look up from her phone. Oh yeah, I booked a girl's trip with M&T, she said, like it was no big deal. I stared at her, trying to keep my voice steady. A girl's trip? He didn't mention that. She rolled her eyes, clearly annoyed. I didn't think I needed to give you a play-by-play of my plans. That hit me like a slap to the face. I wasn't asking for her to report every little thing, but $3,000 was a big deal, especially when we were supposed to be saving for a house. It's just, that's a lot of money, see, and we're supposed to be saving, remember? Now she looked at me like I was the crazy one. We'll make it back. Relax, it's not the end of the world. The way she brushed it off just pissed me off, but I bit my tongue and let it slide. Maybe I was overreacting, I thought. Maybe she just needed a break, and I shouldn't be making it into a thing. But that night, I couldn't sleep. Something about it felt wrong. So I did something I've never done before in our entire relationship. I went through her phone. I wasn't proud of it, but sometimes you just know when someone's lying to you. And sure enough, there it was. A whole thread of texts, emails, and confirmations, flights, hotel bookings, everything. She wasn't going on a girl's trip. She was going on vacation with her ex. I sat there staring at the screen, my heart pounding. It wasn't just a few messages. This was planned. They'd been talking for weeks, setting up this whole thing behind my back. My stomach turned. It wasn't even about the money anymore. It was the betrayal, the lies. I had trusted her, and she just threw it all away. I could have confronted her right then, but something inside me snapped. I wanted her to feel the same panic I was feeling. So I waited. I acted like everything was normal, like I didn't know a damn thing. I even kissed her goodbye when she left for her girls' trip the next morning, telling her to have fun. And as soon as she walked out that door, I went straight to my laptop and froze our joint bank account. I wasn't thinking about whether it was the right thing to do. I was hurt, and I wanted her to feel that hurt. If she was going to betray me like that, I was going to make sure she knew it wasn't going to go down quietly. Hours later, my phone rang. It was her. What the hell did you do? She screamed as soon as I picked up. I leaned back in my chair, trying to hide the satisfaction in my voice. What are you talking about? My card's getting declined. Everywhere. What did you do to the account? Oh, I froze it. Thought that was the least I could do after finding out you're on vacation with your ex, I said, keeping my voice cold and calm. Silence. There was just her breathing on the other end. And then came the bullshit. It's not what you think. Cut the crap, see? I read everything. The emails. The texts. You lied to me. You've been planning this for weeks. She stumbled over her words, still trying to scramble together some kind of excuse, but there was nothing she could say that would fix this. I didn't even let her finish. Why? I asked, my voice harder than I intended. Why would you do this? If you wanted to be with him, Why didn't you just leave me? I didn't want to hurt you, she started, and that's when I laughed. Actually laughed. It was cold, bitter, and it didn't sound like me. You didn't want to hurt me? So instead, you lie to me, steal our money, and go on a fucking vacation with your ex? That was your brilliant plan to not hurt me? There was a pause, and then her tone shifted. She dropped the guilt act and went straight to defense. You know what? Maybe if you weren't so fucking obsessed with saving for that stupid house, I wouldn't have had to do this. You've been so focused on the future. You forgot about me. I couldn't believe what I was hearing. She was trying to flip this around. Make it my fault that she was sneaking off with her ex behind my back. What the hell are you talking about? You couldn't have talked to me? You couldn't have told me how you were feeling instead of lying to my face? She sighed, exasperated, like I was the one making this difficult. You just don't get it. I needed space. I needed time away to think. With him? You needed space for me with your ex? How the hell does that make sense? He's just a friend, she snapped. You're blowing this way out of proportion. I clenched my jaw, trying to keep from losing it. Right, just a friend. That's why you had to lie about it. That's why you had to sneak around and hide this from me. She didn't say anything, and I could practically feel her thinking, trying to figure out how to twist this into something that made sense. But I wasn't having any of it. We're done, I said, finally breaking the silence. Wait, what? You're breaking up with me? Over this? You've got some nerve acting surprised, see? You lied. You used our money to go on a secret trip with your ex. What did you think was going to happen? You can't just leave me stranded here, she yelled, panic creeping into her voice. How am I supposed to get home? I felt nothing for her in that moment. No sympathy, no guilt, just cold, hard reality. Not my problem, I said. You made your choices. Now deal with the consequences. I hung up before she could say another word. The days that followed were a blur. I moved out of the apartment, got my name off the lease, canceled all the bills I had in my name. I blocked her on everything. Phone, social media, email. I wasn't about to give her any more access to my life. I was done. A couple of weeks later, I found out she was telling people that I had abandoned her, that I had stranded her without a penny to her name. She was making herself out to be the victim, like I had just up and left her for no reason. The first time I heard about it from a mutual friend, I laughed. It was classic C. She always knew how to spin things to make herself look innocent, no matter how deep in the shit she was. But I wasn't going to let her rewrite the story. So I told my side. Everything. The lies. The ex. The money. Some people were shocked. Others, not so much. They knew her. They knew how manipulative she could be. Most people sided with me, but there were still a few who believed her sob story. Whatever. Let them. I wasn't about to waste any more energy on her or her drama. In the end, it hurt, but not in the way I expected. It wasn't the loss of her that stunned the most. It was realizing that the person I thought I knew never really existed. She had been wearing a mask the whole time, and I was just too blind to see it. But here's the thing. People will show you who they are, eventually. You just have to pay attention. And when they do, you can either ignore it, keep hoping they'll change, or you can do what I did. Walk away. I haven't heard much about C since. Last I knew, she was couch surfing at a friend's place because she couldn't afford rent after I left. Apparently, she tried to get the money back from the trip, but the flights and hotel were non-refundable. I guess that's what happens when you blow $3,000 on a lie. Part of me wonders if her ex even stuck around, or if she was left high and dry, just like she deserved. But honestly, I don't really care anymore. What I've learned from this whole mess is that you can't control what other people do. You can only control how you respond to it. And when someone shows you who they really are, when they lie, cheat, manipulate, you have to be willing to walk away, no matter how much it hurts at the time. Staying in something like that only destroys you in the long run. Sure, I'm pissed that I lost years of my life to her, but I'm more pissed at myself for ignoring the signs. The truth is, the writing was on the wall long before I found those texts. I just didn't want to see it. I kept telling myself she was better than that she wouldn't do something like this. But I was wrong. People don't change just because you want them to. And sometimes the only way to move forward is to cut them off completely. Thank you so much for listening to my story. If you have any thoughts, I'd love to hear them. So please leave a comment. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you want more stories like this one.